Hey, HappiDaze here. In today's video, we are doing day 5 of Grand Party. You're going to see if we can go ahead and get that 15 out of 15 wins. It is an exciting day. It is a crazy day, so make sure you stay tuned. And make sure that when you're done for the day, you set your teams to auto-edit, just so teams who follow you will be able to not have to worry about facing burst captains to get the 15 out of 15 wins. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump into match number 1 and see how the final day went. Apologies, guys. For the first fight, my screen just did not want to capture the video right, so I unfortunately have to grab this video of the first battle from the weird web. So apologies, the next 2 battles will have the right screen, but let's go ahead and get into battle number 1 of the final day. So as you can see here, I made a bad mistake right off the bat. I mistakenly forgot to change my leader. So instead of having Kizaru as my leader, I had Atlas. No burst, and it just was not a good smart decision right away. So make sure when you change your burst captains, you do change the leader back when you're done the next day. Don't be like me here. Now, the advantage I have here is I knew what their first team was, which was, of course, the quick team. So I had my Dex team going against them, so it shouldn't be a problem kind of getting through this battle, having Dex go. Really, we're just waiting for Ace and Kaido to really kick off, and that will pretty much destroy all of them and make it pretty easy to get through. So the strategy here that I use is I know that first battle, not a problem. We'll get through it pretty easily. Second battle is a complete toss-up. We don't know what team it is. We don't have a burst. We don't have anything to help us. So if we get like a type advantage or a disadvantage team, then it's not good for us. So nothing you can do except just kind of see what happens. So that's what we're kind of going to do here. So we're just going to go ahead and skip just because we know that this first fight we can get through. The only saving grace here is that the captain we are facing is a INT Gear 5 Luffy, so we only have 2 bursts. We know that with our strength team we should be able to take 2 bursts pretty easily. He gets his burst gauge charged by taking damage, so we'll definitely be able to get 2 shots here. So we know that this match is pretty much a guaranteed loss at this point, with no leader. There was no chance there, but now at least they don't have a burst going into that final match. So it's really a toss-up here. Now, granted, we saved our INT team for last. We know with the death hit of the Roger Gabon and the Yamato that pretty much we could take out most any teams. And lucky for us, we're just facing a normal side team here. Nothing too crazy. Obviously, the Roger can do the special bind, which would be a bit of a pain, but if they happen to kill our units, like I said, Roger Gabon should be able to wipe out pretty much most of the front row themselves, and then in the back, there's really not much that are scared there. So, stupid decision by me to not have a great captain there, but still, we should be able to hopefully get the win pretty easily here. We're just going to go ahead and skip just so we can see. So yeah, you can see a 6-0 victory. Love to see that. Get that first win of the day, and bring us one step closer to getting 15 total wins. So that's going to wrap up that first fight. Again, make sure you change your leader so you don't put yourself in a terrible position like me. If there wasn't a INT Luffy or a non-burst captain, then I 100% would have died without a question. So let's go ahead and just change my captain real quick, and then we'll come back and start on battle number 2 and see how it goes. Alright, so for the second match today, we're going to go ahead and take on this Kaido burst captain. Out of the 3, obviously, it's much more riskier with facing Kizaru, so we're just going to go ahead and face the Kaido unit here. We faced them the other day, so we're pretty comfortable fighting them. So just a quick recap of our strategy when we're usually fighting these guys. We will basically want to make sure that we try to bait at least 1 burst out in fight number 1. That way we can basically eat the 2 bursts in fight number 2, not kind of have to worry about having any bursts for fight number 3. Hopefully make it pretty easy victory. Now, obviously, we couldn't see the first team, so that obviously makes it a lot harder. So in this case, it is our Dex team versus their Driven team mostly here. So nothing kind of really too scary on this team. Like I said, the only downside is that we have to get our burst gauge charged, so we can go ahead and use our special. They do have Pizarro on their side as well, which kind of makes it a little bit more of a pain because we can do special bind like we can. So we just want to hopefully make sure that we can get ours all first. We didn't there, but luckily no one got special bound, which is kind of insane. So we got some really good luck there. We're going to do some special bound back ourselves with half stats. And then hopefully once Ace goes, we should get that burst gauge charge, be able to quickly, pretty easily defeat these guys. This is a very bulky team, so you do have to kind of watch out, especially with the rule set of the season favoring, driven striker units. You do have to watch out. But hopefully, you can see we're doing enough damage where I don't think we're going to have to worry. Again, if we use 2 bursts on this match, it's not a big deal because we can have 1 on the final match. So we got lucky here. They did use 1 of their Kaido bursts, which puts us in a really great position for the rest of the fight. We can definitely bait out 2 bursts in fight number 2. So that pretty much guarantees us a win as long as we can kind of get through this fight. Again, we have the special, might as well use it. There we go. Wiped out 2 guys there. That's great to see. Sanwan Wolf, Fuji is only that's left, and they can't do anything. So we'll just go ahead and skip and just save some time there. Again, the second team here, we know we have the type advantage, but it really doesn't really matter too much because really this team is just built to take on 2 bursts. That way we're in just a good spot for fight number 3. And, oh, never mind. I guess we didn't have to do that. I honestly didn't think that we'd be able to get through fight 2 taking 2 bursts, but I think because they used their burst gauge in that first match that it just wasn't good. So there you go. Unexpected surprise to kind of get that victory on the second match. Was really anticipating having to go to that third match to get the win, but hey, we'll take it. A win is a win, and that brings us to 14 out of 15. So let's go ahead and do the final match of the day and see how we do with this season of Grand Party. All right, so for the final fight of the day, we're going to go ahead and face this Pell. So a big shout out to this guy right here who set his leader as a non-burst count to the end of the day. Just makes it easier for everyone to win. Should be pretty straightforward to win. I don't really see too many issues here. So the first fight is against a INT matchup here. They have the waifu there who can do the confusion, which is just a pain. Ooh, and they have Roger Really Bon and Yamato who do the death hits as well. So this is probably not going to be a good fight. Yeah, it just depends on who gets their specials off first, because if they get theirs off first, then pretty much it's just not going to be good if they kill us before we get our specials off. We'll only get 1 death hit, they'll get 2, and that will just not be a great scenario. Well, let's see what happens. So we take a shot from S-Hawk there. Does a huge chunk of damage. Garland there just kind of does a little bit of a hit. And then Sabo ends up wiping out our Roger Legabon, which will trigger their special. We lost Sabo and Yamato, so yeah, this is not a great start to this fight. I don't think we can win this fight, so I think we're going to have to, unfortunately, rely on fight number 2 and 3. Now, we know we have type advantage in fight 2, so that shouldn't be a problem to win, and we should have, hopefully, 2 bursts ready, at least for the final fight, with them having none. So we have that slight advantage there, of course, but yeah, I was not expecting to face this kind of mirror team here. Obviously, it's a crazy team. I've been using them all season, so can't blame this guy for using them, but yeah, this team is insane. I don't know how people will be able to beat this with the death hit. So yeah, we're gonna get our squad wiped out here. Unfortunately, we lose that first match, and unfortunately we don't have our burst gauge charged right now, but it doesn't matter because the second fight is really just a fight to get our burst gauge charged and ready to go for that third match. So I think we're gonna go ahead and just skip, just because it's a Dex versus Strength matchup. Could have put Buggy on this team instead of the Uta there, just to get a little bit more debuff, but completely didn't need it. You can see we were able to pretty easily beat them, and we have the potential of having 3 buffs or 3 bursts for the final match there. So going to the final match, it looks like it's a striker-driven team. So Pika gives a bunch of defense, gotta watch out for that. Of course, the Big Mom hits and the King and Kaido hits are pretty crazy as well. So yeah, and Garland can do a little bit of a hit too. So just gotta watch out here, and of course Kuma on the bench can do a bunch of damage, but luckily we have our burst gauge charge right away, so I just want to kind of, as quickly as I can, stop their specials from going. Have the Pizarro just also help kind of stop their specials when he runs. I don't want these guys to be able to get any specials off on me at all if I can help it, so that's kind of the game plan. Hopefully we can get Ace to go pretty quickly. That should get the burst gauge charge just about again. It does. Perfect. We're going to use it because, again, we don't want to have any chance at all to be able to do really any damage. And at this point, the only unit to really watch out for is that Kuma. He can hit pretty hard. And he comes in and hits hard right away, right off the bat. Figures. But that's okay. We have Kaido ready to go. He's going to pretty much charge a burst gauge himself. And then with the third Pizarro special, we're able to basically seal the deal. So there you go. It was a very kind of scary final day with both that first match and the last match. But we're still able to eke out the win, get 15 out of 15. Get the max rewards in the title, and you love to see that. So just a quick note, when you're done for the day, do what I'm doing here. Go to the setup, go ahead and change your team to an auto-edit. Just pick a really bad unit, and hopefully the team that it creates for you will be pretty bad where anyone can beat, like you just saw on that screen there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know how your Grand Party season went. Did you like this season? What unit did you use most? I think most people probably use either the Whitebeard and Ace or the Kizaru, but love to hear how your season went, what strategies you used, and if you're able to get the max rewards there. So let me know in the comment section. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, be kind to each other. Thanks.